Ducati's SuperSport 950 might not have the same sort of performance that tends to put the limelight on its Panigale big brother, but if you need one bike to do everything and want a Ducati badge on the tank, it's arguably the best option in the range. For 2021, Ducati's updated with a few small but very meaningful upgrades, and in this video we're going to take a look at what those are. For 2021, like virtually every bike that's remaining in production, it's been upgraded to meet the Euro 5 emission standards. It wasn't a big job for Ducati though, since the same 937cc Tesla Strada 11-degree engine used by the SuperSport is also shared by the Hyper Motard 950 and the Multistrada 950, which means it's already met its new limits. As a result, the peak power and torque figures, the 110 brake horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 69 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPM are unchanged in 2021, while weight rises by a single kilo to 184 kilograms dry, which translates to 210 kilograms ready to ride with fuel and fluids added. The chassis is similarly carried over from before with the familiar trellis frame and single-sided swing arm. As before, the base model uses 43mm Marzocchi forks and a Sachs shock, while the higher spec S version features Öhlins suspension on both sides. So what has actually changed? Most of the updates are cosmetic, with new fairing sides and a redesigned headlight allied to a seat that's been upgraded for more comfort. The headlight carries over the theme of the previous model with a strip of LEDs running along the upper edge and dipping under the tip of the nose, but they're more subtle than before. A diffused surface means you no longer see the individual LEDs, instead just a continuous strip of even light. But below the main headlight are new, once again, LEDs with a Panigale-inspired shape. While the panel above the lights isn't changed, the fairing sides are new. Notably, the air outlets that vent hot air into the radiator are moved up, mimicking the shape of the fairing's rear edge to give a grille-like appearance. That's another nod to the look of the Panigale V4. Moving down, the sides now mold more closely around the engine, while the belly pan extends much farther back than before to further enclose the power unit. Ducati says that these changes don't just enhance the looks but also control the flow of hot air from the radiator and engine, keeping it away from the rider to improve comfort. That theme of greater comfort continues with a redesigned seat with different padding, a new material for cover, and more longitudinal space for the rider. The new look continues when you're on board, as the SuperSport is taking the now well-trodden path of adopting a full-color TFT dashboard to replace the dated-looking all-gray LCD of the previous model. It appears to be the same dash that you'll find on a variety of Ducatis, including the Panigale V2. A modest 4.3-inch unit that nonetheless includes all the information you need, as well as guiding through the bike's various electronic settings. It also includes Ducati's DMS multimedia system that ties in with smartphones via Bluetooth to give music controls and information on the dash, plus calls and message notifications, as well as a 6-axis IMU that enables the SuperSport to feature cornering ABS and Ducati Traction Control Evo, which controls cornering traction control. The 2021 SuperSport 950 model gets Ducati Wheelie Control Evo that also uses the IMU to manage the amount of front wheel lift under hard acceleration. An up-down quick shifter is also standard and is tied into IMU to help the bike stable even if you're changing gears during corners. Now, how much does all of this set you back? The base version of the 2021 Ducati SuperSport 950 is set to come in at $13,495, with the S version hitting your wallet at $15,795, a slight increase from the 2020 model, but not crazy. Ducati will also be offering a sport and touring option packages, with the sport setup including a smattering of carbon fiber and an acrophobic silencer, while the touring pack adds side cases, heated grips, and a taller smoked screen. And with that, that's all the information I have on the new 2021 Ducati SuperSport 950 and the 950S. I'm honestly a big fan of this bike, right? It's got the old tried and true engine, the 950, that's in a few different bikes. And it was before that I was tested with the Monster lineup for years. It's got that good torque and it's got a good sound. It's a more comfortable riding position than the 950. You could actually have bags on the side. It's just a little more of a full function, like all function kind of day-to-day bike. It's a little easier on the wallet than the Panigale, but also just as capable for 90% of the riders out there. I like the bike. Would I have bought it instead of the Panigale V2? Probably not. It's a little bit different than I'm looking for, but it's still a good bike nonetheless. But that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you listening, and if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep talking about motorcycle news in the future. All right, guys, go out there and ride safe.